Namaste and hello everyone. Welcome back to our channel Debolina, and I am Debolina ma'am from Debolina. So our today's topic is resources. So first let us know what is resource. So you see, anything that can be used to satisfy our need is a resource. If you look around yourself, you will identify so many resources. That is, the book you use to study, the water you drink when you feel thirsty, okay, the vehicles that we are using in our day-to-day life, to go from here to there. All these are resources. So, okay, so just remember the important point, and that is, see, I have written here, anything that can be used to satisfy our need is a resource. Okay, so a resource has to satisfy our needs. If the object or if the substance is satisfying our need, then only the particular object or the substance can become a resource. Secondly, utility or usability is what makes an object or a substance a resource. So if that object or if that substance is having usability, you can use it in your day-to-day life, then only that object or that substance can become a resource. Now you see, all resources have some value, that is worth. Yes, all resources have some value, that is worth. But all resources don't have economic value. So you have to keep in your mind that all resources have value, but all resources don't have an economic value. Now see, for example, the beautiful landscape that you see, it might not have an economic value, or you can say it doesn't have an economic value. Or the pickle which is which is made by your mother, it does not have an economic value. Okay, so now you see, one more important thing that you have to remember is that time and technology are the two important factors that can change the substance into resource. Okay, time and technology is two important factors that can change a substance or an object into a resource. Now we will study about the different types of resources. Okay, so number one, it is natural resources. Okay, now what are natural resources? Now you see, resources which are drawn from nature and are used without much modification are known as natural resources. Okay, the resources that we get from the nature and we don't have to modify them to use it are known as the natural resources. For example, water, the forest, the soil, the minerals, etc. are natural resources. Now these natural resources can be classified into two categories, that is renewable resources and non-renewable resources. Now what is this renewable resources and non-renewable resources? Now you see, renewable resources are those resources which can be renewed very easily, or you can say which can be renewed. Okay, and this renewable resources, they have limited stock. That is, if you use also them, if you keep using them, it will not get finished. Okay, they will not get finished. Their stock is, you can say that there is unlimited stock of there. For example, the solar and the wind energy, okay, they are renewable resources. But there are certain renewable resources, if you use them carelessly, then what will happen? Their stock might get, affected. Now see, for example, water. Water is a natural resource. But if you carelessly, if we as a human being, we carelessly keep on using the water carelessly, then what will happen? Its stock might get affected. Okay. Next we have the non-renewable resources. Now what is non-renewable resources? Now you see, resources, which cannot be renewed are known as the non-renewable resources. And these resources, they don't have unlimited stock. Okay, they don't have unlimited stock. For example, the coal, petroleum, natural gas, They don't have unlimited stock. And once, this non-renewable resources, if you just carelessly, if we use them, then what will happen? This non-renewable resources take thousands of years to, if you get back them, you will require thousands of years. So we have to use them carefully. Okay, so the examples of non-renewable resources are coal, petroleum, natural gas, etc. Okay. Okay, so now you see in the next we have human-made resources. Now what is human-made resources? So you see here, people use natural resources to make buildings, bridges, roads, machinery and vehicles, which are known as human-made resources. So when people use the natural resources to make buildings, bridges, vehicles, machinery, etc., those are the human-made resources. Okay. Next we have human resources. Now what is human resources? So you see here, people can make the best use of nature to create more resources when they have knowledge, skill and ideas. So people can make the best use of nature when they can create more resources. But to create more resources, what do we require? We require knowledge, skill and also some ideas. Okay. People themselves are the most important resource. People are the most important resource. Why? You see here, people are the most important resource because it is their ideas, knowledge, inventions and discoveries that leads to the creation of more resources. People are the most important resource because it is their ideas, it is their knowledge, that leads to the, invention of the what? Of the resources, or you can say through which they can create more resources. It is people's idea, it is our knowledge, it is our skill that we use to create resources. Now you see here, for example, the discovery of fire led to the practice of cooking. So see how the discovery of fire, led to the practice of cooking. And also we have, you can say, the invention of will. The invention of will has led us to today, in today, what do? We have vehicles. Okay, so see from that small invention, we, now we are making vehicles and now we can easily move from here to there, isn't it? Without making any much effort, isn't it? Comfortably, we can go from here to there. So that's why people are the most important resource, because without people's knowledge and skill, we cannot create any resources. Okay. Okay. Now we will learn about conserving resources. So how can we conserve resources? Now you see I have written, using resources carefully and giving them the time to get renewed is called resource conservation. So we can conserve resources by using them carefully and giving them the time to get renewed. Okay. Now you see, recycling and reusing things can also conserve resources. If we reuse the thing, if we recycle the things, then what will happen? We will be able to conserve resources. Okay, a very small example I am giving, that is, if we just reuse the plastic bottles at home, instead of throwing them, we can reuse it in many purposes, right? Next you see, not to waste paper. Then how, don't waste the paper, because 17 full grown up trees are required to make a, the bundle of the papers. Okay, so don't waste paper. Next, not to use water carelessly or unnecessarily. So don't use water carelessly and unnecessarily. Okay, use it wisely. Okay. Next you see, we can also, there are many other ways also. For example, switching off the light and fan when they are not in use. This is a very, big mistake that we do. Usually when we are at home or, when we are at school, we just leave the room without switching off the light and fan. So don't do this from the next time, okay? So this was, conserving resources. So I hope you all have understood, and please do like, share and subscribe our channel. Thank you and see you in the next class.